So developers need to constantly learn about technologies, frameworks, languages, and there's a variety of ways that they do that with their colleagues, going to conferences, and going to trainings. So I hear that you are developing a training.
Yes, and you're hearing correct. In general, software business or software development business is rapidly changing. So it's good that developers want to cope up with all those changes and remain current, let's say. What we are bringing on the table with our training is to teach them the basic principles from a software engineering perspective. So there are lots of trainings out there with specifically per technology like Java or .NET developers, but we are trying to do to take it a little bit higher in the sense that we would like to teach developers how they can use any language, but in a way that ensures that they will produce something of good quality in the end.
So what is your core audience that you're going after?
Mainly the software developers or team leaders or the management of those software developers, because at the end of the day, you want your people to be highly trained and be able to produce deliverables of good quality, let's say, be it source code or documentation or whatever. We try to teach developers all those things.
So you're also going to include a certification at the end of the training?
Yes, because we think this is also going to be more motivating for somebody to take the training. We plan to launch the certificate on quality software development, so somebody can use it as a professional title or as a sign of good craftsmanship, let's say, and increase also his value. Either if he's a freelancer, increase his value and the rates that he provides to those who hired him. But if it's a developer working for a software vendor, then the software vendor can actually boast that his developers are able to produce code of good quality.
So tell me a little bit about how the training is constructed.
The training has two levels. The foundation level, which aims for the individual, for the developer, so he can improve his skills on writing a piece of code that he has the responsibility for it. And then we have the advanced level, which is how you can help teams to organize themselves in order to be able to produce good software. So in a way, the first level is about building maintainable software. Can I quoting also the book that we are developing for the training. And the second level would be something like building software teams, good software teams. So these are the two levels. And then there is this training material, of course, one can ask. So there is this book of building maintainable software, which we provide 10 guidelines, but if somebody follows them, then we make sure that the code they write is future-proof, let's say, is sustainable. And then there is accompanying training video material, actually, that they can use for self-study. And there we have provide more examples, more explanations. So it's a nice add-on to the book, I would say. And same goes for the advanced level. So it's going to be, again, a book and accompanying training videos.
That is wonderful. I like the idea that you've brought it a little bit higher up, because developers can choose so many different tools today. There's almost too many.
Yes.
And so the idea that you are looking at techniques and how to work as an individual and a team, I think is really, really great.
Yeah, there is a plethora of tools, I would say. I mean, tools, metrics provided by those tools. There is a lot of information, I would say, or actually there is a lot of data that is provided to developers. The point is how the developers can distill from all those data and extract information which is useful for them and actually is useful for their management. Because if a developer goes and says, the complexity of my code is 50 to a project manager, then it doesn't mean anything for the project manager. But if somebody explains him that the quality of my code is, let's say, X stars, and this means that I need to postpone the delivery date by 2 weeks, then this is something that means a lot to the project manager. So actually our goal with this training is to how to distill from all those metrics the very useful ones, the basic ones, and how then you can interpret them in order to make it more, your progress you're making or the quality you're producing more visible to others.
So one final question. You've been a consultancy for a long time, and you used to come in when people had a problem, and you'd come in and you'd fix it. And so you've started this training so that people won't need you, hopefully, and you'll be creating better software and more maintainable software. What have you learned in your consulting business that you're going to insert into this training?
We learned a couple of things. The first one is that starting from the system, there's always people behind the system. So even if you assess a system, deduct the risks that the technical quality of it bears, and try to explain to management how they can improve it is one thing. But the most important thing is how you motivate those people to improve the system, because management will always say fix it. The point is how you motivate developers to fix it. And that's how our training can be of good use by them, because we distill them the main things they need to take care of or to pay attention to, like those guidelines, and then we help them by demonstrating the improvement that they make. We make it more visible to the management. Mm-hmm. So that is the first thing we learned. The second is of a technical nature, and this is those basic guidelines, those 10 basic guidelines, which if you see them in isolation, they are pretty simple. I mean, we say we should not write a code of which is lengthy or complex. You should not repeat yourself when you write code. But if you try to comply to all those 10, then this is a challenge. This is a sign of craftsmanship, let's say. And that's it, where we come in and we help all those people to combine those 10 principles and then make something better out of them. That's
fantastic. So I have one final question
yes.
for all the developers watching. When is the training going to start?
31st of January is, our ambition is to launch the 31st of January.
So early 2016, that's
yes,
fantastic.
Yes.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you, thanks a lot.
Thank you for joining me today.
Yes, thanks.